Hello, in this lesson we will be using this formula to find the compound interest. And before we find the compound interest, let's review some terms here. Semi-annual is twice a year when the interest is compounded semi-annually, twice a year, so the number of compounding period in 1 year will be 2. And the quarterly, so the compound will be compounded every 3 months, so the number of compounding period in 1 year will be 4. Monthly, it will be 12 times in 1 year, and daily is either 365 or 366. It depends if the year is we have a leap year, which happens every 4 years. So now the future amount or the compound amount is the amount at the end of the loan or investment, and this amount depends on 3 things. It depends on the interest rate and the length of the investment, and also whether the interest is simple interest or compound interest. So let's see this example. Andrea's saving account has a balance of 3,910. After 4 years, what will the amount of interest be? So here the question is asking what would be the amount of interest. We just want to know what's the interest. B, a 10% compounded quarterly. That means every 4 times a year. But before we get to the interest here is equal to the maturity value minus the principal. Well, the maturity value, that's where we're going to need to use this formula here. So let's write down what's given for us from the problem here. From this example, we see that principal is given 3,910. Now what would be n, which is the total number of compounding period. So since it's going to be compounded quarterly 4 times in 1 year, and we have 4 years, so 4 times 4, which is 16 times. So this investment, this principal will be compounded 16 times. And the interest is 10% compounded quarterly. Well, 10% divided by 4, or 10%, which is 0.1 divided by 4, which is 0.025. And so now we're going to use the formula. The formula says M equal principal times 1 plus I to the power of n. Plug it in, principal 3,910, and 1 plus 0.025, because we found I to be 0.025, to the power of 16. Using the calculator, you enter it exactly the same way with using parentheses, but some calculators would has this symbol here like a carrot cake to make to the power of 16. So you plug it in everything in the calculator, you'll find that the maturity value is 5,804.42. Now the question where will be the amount of interest. So interest would be the maturity value minus the principal. We found that the maturity value is 5,804.42 minus the principal, which is 3,910. It will give us that the interest is 1,894.42. I hope this was helpful.